Yo, what up, Street Gods? Eric Kim. All right, some more turbo thoughts for y'all. So this one is why you must create your own website and don't use social media. Okay, so I think what we seek is to make stuff, right? Not to work. Actually, the closest notion of work comes from the ancient Greek ergon, which also means battle, which is interesting. Or it comes from ergos or something. It means to work, right? To make. So it's not to work which we're seeking, it's to make, right? So what's the difference? When most modern day people go to work, right? What is this? Like, you gotta go there, you gotta like I was actually talking to a guy. He's like, he had a young kid. Is like, talking about work. It's like, Daddy, what do you do for a living? What do you do for work? And then the guy told his son, I send emails for a living. So it's like sending emails, responding to emails, scheduling stuff, sitting in boring ass Zoom meetings, creating PowerPoint presentations. It seems like that's most modern day quote unquote work of a consultant, right? Or risk alignment. That's what consultants do. A consultant is essentially the modern day scapegoat where companies who don't know what they're doing, they hire a consultant, which is all part of this like kind of incestuous Ponzi scheme with the banks. The banks pay for the consulting empires, and then it's like, if something bad happens, cool, we could scapegoat the consultant because they didn't tell us to not do that. But anyways, so I think what most people want to do is make stuff, right? Make photos, make videos, etc. And for some reason, everyone thinks you gotta do it on social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, but then some thoughts is, first of all, Facebook's actually on the way out. They just laid off, I just saw like a news headline, they laid off 11,000 jobs. I don't know how much of that is just like content moderators, whatever, but the more telling sign was, I saw this like random Zoom call thing of Mark hunched over in his laptop. Dude, he looks so ill. Like, he's just like red, and I don't know, maybe the lighting ain't so good, but he don't look well. And so yeah, it looks like kind of Facebook, Instagram, Meta is kind of on the way out. It looks like Silicon Valley is kind of on the way out. My analogy why you must create your own website, you could just do a oneonone.com or bluehost.com. Install wordpress.org is the way. And also, if you want to host videos, don't use the YouTubies. Don't only use the YouTubies. I recommend rather pay money for it. So videopress.com, which is a premium plugin for wordpress.com, is what like, how much I pay, like $200 a year or something like that. Totally worth it. And you can host your own videos yourself, right? Rather than relying on YouTube. Because I already predict that probably in the next 10-20 years, probably they're going to take down my account sooner or later, because my ideas are too controversial and I talk about unsavory topics, and that's why I'm also like investing in other forms of media like podcasts. Actually, I'm using anchor.fm to host some of my video podcasts and audio podcasts and stuff like that, but that's owned by Spotify. That'll also be taken down soon too. But anyways, so the downside was social media, right? So like, thought experiment. If I promised you 1 million followers, 1 million likes, $100 million worth of brand endorsements and deals year over year, but you had to chop off your balls and or your penis, or both, would you do it? Probably not. You're like, yeah, no. Would you do it for $1 billion a year? Would you do it for $10 billion a year? Would you do it for $1 trillion? So there are certain like non-negotiables in life. But the problem is, that's what social media is like. Because like, I'll give you an example for like Instagram, right? You got to put in a tiny little box, and you got to zoom in, all the ads around. It's like, yeah, it's just like it's a procrastinating bed where you have to chop off your limbs to fit the model, then vice versa. Or imagine chopping off your toes to fit a shoe rather than, designing a shoe which actually fits your food. That's why you should use Vibram 5-finger shoes. But anyways, so if you don't already, build your own website, your first and last name.com. Use a .com, don't use one of these millennial XYZ backgrounds, whatever. And even for a tip too, is like, if you want to be hosted on the Eric Kim website or blog, I ain't finna link to your Instagram or whatever's. I'll link to your website. So build a website, give me a shout out, I'll link to you.